Okay, so I changed the Mixxx assignments around from before, but now we're going to be doing Mixxx assignment 1, scratching. Question?
Yeah. Do you have to use Mixxx, or can you use?
You have to use Mixxx. That's the only way these assignments will work out properly. So you have to download and install the Mixxx software from the website on your home computer, or use one of our computers here. Okay.
So what if you have like virtual DJ?
Virtual DJ won't work quite the same, so you have to use the exact software. Sorry. Okay. It's completely open source, completely free. There's no reason not to use it. Okay. So the computers in the library, the desktops, I installed Mixxx on all of those. So if you need to go in there, if I'm not here, you can go in there and do the assignment. The only problem is you're probably going to have to download some songs in order to use Mixxx, because you can't use Mixxx without songs. Okay? All right, so we're going to look at the Mixxx 1 scratching. Okay? So I always post the stuff on here. Okay? This time, instead of a slide presentation, it's just a big document. Okay? And you'll see that on all the documents for this Mixxx software, there's some links you can click on, right? So if you look here, this blue is a link. That blue is a link right there, okay? So you can click on that. It'll give you some extra information from the actual Mixxx website. Okay. So if you can read this here yourself, but basically it's just telling you about what scratching is, a little bit about the history, things like that. So anybody raise their hand and tell me real quick what comes to mind when you hear scratching? Thing when you do like that on the DJ thing. Can you be more specific?
Where you like spin the
where you spin the CD or
the CD?
Why are we doing this?
You spin. Wait, hold on. You got the right idea, Colin. You spin.
You spin that on CD, the DJ, the CD.
It's not a CD, but you're spinning something.
It's the one on this. The one that was
Spin the record.
A record. That's exactly what it is. So the original. I'm going to pause this for a second. So I'm going to bring up the Mixxx software now and show you exactly how you're going to do the scratching.
Can't you just?
Okay, cool.
So the mix.
I think I got 2 of these by mistake. Okay, so if the first thing you need to know is that on the Mixxx software, you want to make sure you set up everything properly. Okay, you need to make sure you have the right skin set up. So if you're doing this at home, you're going to have to go to Options, Preferences, okay, and then you're going to go to Interface, okay. And if you look here, there's a whole bunch of different skins that you can choose from. You click the menu here, okay, and if you're using Windows, you're going to get a little check mark next to the skins that are compatible with your screen, okay? The other ones are not compatible. They're too big, so you're not going to see all the controls. So you need to pick one with a check mark, okay? All of yours should be set correctly as long as no one messed with it, because I set them all for you, okay? Once you have that set, okay, then you're ready to go. But you still won't be able to see all the controls on the bottom sometimes. So on your keyboard, if you press F11, okay, F11 on the keyboard, you get full screen. So that means it gets rid of your title bar down at the bottom. It gets rid of the X in the upper corner. And the only thing you have on your screen, now is your DJ controls. So all the way from the top to the bottom takes up your whole screen. Nice and clean, right? So that's what you want to use most of the time. And to get out of that, all you have to do is press F11 again, okay? If you forget what the shortcut is, all you have to do is click View in the menu, and it'll show you full screen, okay, is F11 right there, okay? Okay, so when you're in the full screen mode, okay, you're going to see all this nice stuff. Very cool. All right. Now, if you load a song in, all you have to do to load a song in is click and drag, okay? Okay, click and drag it into the deck, okay? So if you look right here, you'll see this is deck 1, okay? And on the other side is deck 2, okay? This is the default skin. You can change the skins so the decks are in different places, but it's going to basically look the same, okay? So then you have the deck there. Then you have the waveform overview here, okay? And then the other part here is the waveform summary, okay? Then over here again, you have these circle things, okay? These are your vinyls, okay? Your spinning vinyls. That's what you need to do your scratching. So, very simply, if I hit play on this song, you're going to see it start spinning, okay? You're going to see the waveform comes in, and you get the sound, okay? Now, if I want to scratch, okay, the best way to do it is with a regular mouse. A little bit hard to do on a touch panel, okay? I'm going to grab, click and drag on here so I can scratch. You can also do it right on the waveform here. Right? Cool. Now, if you do that in the middle of the song, it's going to interrupt the flow of the song, right? And it's not going to sound that great. So what you want to do probably is take advantage of the fact that you have 2 decks, okay? And you want to have one song there, then you want to put another song, could even be the same song, into the second deck, click and drag into deck 2, okay? So while this track is playing, then you can scratch the second deck. But you'll notice not much happens unless you scratch it over some of the music. So you have to fast forward a little bit, now you can scratch. Okay? Now, you can, now as you can see, it doesn't immediately sound wonderful. You have to practice, and not every part of the music is going to sound good when you scratch it, right? If there's nothing here and you move it, you're not going to hear anything because there's nothing to scratch. Make sense? Okay, cool. So the only thing that you have to do for this assignment, okay, the only thing you have to do is load some tracks in and do some scratching, okay? That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Now, the scratching itself is easy, but you have to make a recording of it to prove that you did it to me, okay? So, how do you do that? Good question, Francesca. So, when you click Options up here, okay, you'll see that there's an option that says Record Mix, okay? So you can use the keyboard shortcut Control R. That'll start the recording, okay? And then Control R again to stop it, or you can use the menu. You can click it, okay? So you click Record, and you make a recording. So I'll do a demonstration for you. Question?
Can I get headphones?
That's what we have to do.
I just want to say, if you don't see your music inside your mix, go to library, press rescan, and they'll see it.
There you go. Thank you, Vincent. Okay, good. So if you're having trouble bringing the music up in your library, make sure it's in the music folder. Make sure it's in the music folder on your hard drive, okay? And then, as Vincent said, go to library, rescan library. That'll update any new songs you added. Thank you, Vincent. Good point. The next thing, I'll hand it out after I'm done with this. I'm going to show you how to make that quick recording, okay? So I go to Options, Record Mix, right? Hit play on my deck here, okay? Now I can do some scratching. Okay. Oops. Then when you're done, you hit Options and Record Mix again, so it's unchecked. Then, in order to make sure that it worked, you go in your library down here, okay? You go to where it says Recordings, okay? And you should be able to see that recording down there, okay? So I'm going to click on Recordings, okay? Now I have a bunch because I've done this before, okay? But it's going to be sorted by the date and time, okay? File name. So today is March 5th, so I'm going to have to scroll until I see March 5th, which is at the bottom. There it is, okay? Now if I double click it, it'll automatically load into deck 1, and I can listen to my recording that I just made. Right, so now you hear the scratching over it. So I just made a very simple remix, right? Really cool. Now, in order to find that on your hard drive, I'll show you real quick. Windows 7, okay? On Windows 7, you're going to click the folder down here, okay? Or you can click Start Menu, and then you can click on your username. For me, it's Mr. McCormack. It'll bring up the same thing. Click on Music. In your music folder, you should have something that says Mixx, okay? Inside that Mixx folder, you're going to have a Recordings folder. Inside that, you'll find all your recordings, okay? Now, the last thing to do is you're going to have to upload this to SoundCloud, okay? So I'm going to show you how to upload a song to SoundCloud in a separate video.